Hey everyone, my name is James, and it's my goal with today's video to give you everything you need to know about world generation inside of Hytale. So when I made my first Hytale video a couple of weeks ago, I had no idea how big this game would become. The reveal trailer is currently sat at 24 million views. I had no idea it would explode like that. So in today's video, what I'm actually covering is everything they released in a recent blog post, but I'm going to be breaking it down to save you guys a little bit of time. So like I mentioned in my first video, Hytale will actually launch with an adventure mode, and this adventure mode simply is the storyline of Hytale, like how you'll actually experience the story of the game. And we actually got a very first look at how the game actually plans to guide the player through its world so that it can experience the story in a pretty unique way, and I think this is very interesting. So what you're looking at right now is the world of Orbis. This is a little bit of concept art, but it's pretty easy to break down. So the game plans to plonk you down in zone number 1, that nice little green area, and then make you work your way through zone 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and those last two haven't been announced yet. And what they're also planning to do is give you an ocean that's going to be really deep, so you'll be able to like dive down and experience a whole new world underwater, and that's kind of like zone number 7. And what's interesting here is that by using these zones, it means that it can keep the player in a pretty neutral state so that when you're progressing through the game, you probably won't get too powerful, because each zone will actually come with its own world generation, and inside of that generation are different caves and dungeons, and these dungeons will all have unique loot depending on the zone that you're in. Now, a zone from above looks really awesome. As you can see here, if you stitch together all of the different biomes, you've got a pretty colourful and diverse looking zone, especially with the way that the water actually cracks through each one of the biomes, but it looks pretty seamless, and that's one of the best things about playing a game that randomly generates its world, because even though these zones are set out for you, they're not man-made, they are randomly generated, much like Minecraft or Terraria, I guess. And with each zone, you'll be able to make a new set of furniture, you'll find new enemies, you'll find new dungeons and biomes, and this is kind of like how Terraria does it. You know, you start off inside of the Greenland, and then you can move over to the ice biome, you can go to the desert, you can go to corruption. You know, it's kind of up to you how fast you approach each zone, but ultimately it has a nice little path that it wants to work you through. And the best part is, if you don't want to work your way through these different zones, well, you can actually go out into the ocean, and there you will find the infinite land. So even though you're playing a storyline, you can go off and have that infinite world feel. But why do it? Because there are so many interesting things that you can find within the storyline, it seems. For example, they speak a little bit about prefabricated content, and this is essentially content that appears like structures such as towers or boat wreckages or maybe like caves and stuff like that. But one of the big ones they mention is actually dungeons. So there are quite a few of these. They're called portal dungeons, and you need to actually build up to get inside of one of these. But once you are inside, you gain access and you can go and check out all of these different dungeons. Now, within these dungeons, you'll be limited to what blocks and stuff that you can use. This is great. It kind of reminds me of the island that you get in Zelda Breath of the Wild, where it literally strips everything back from the player and it says, hey, what can you do with what you've learned and everything that we're giving you? And one of the concept pieces, I just love this, it's called the Garden of the Elements. And inside, you can see this disgruntled little golem. Now, I was like, hey, you look really familiar. And that's actually because we got a full concept piece for him recently. And it looks amazing. It looks so cool. I really love it. So that's really about it for what you need to know about the world generation. The screenshots look great, and if you really want a little bit more information, you can always go and check out the blog post, and I'll leave it linked down below. Before I go though, I actually want to answer some of the most common questions that I got on my last video, so I'll do this real quick. Number 1 is whether the game will actually cost money or it will be free to play. It's important to understand that when you have a game like this that relies on multiplayer, by having it be free to play, that actually allows a lot of people to make spam bot accounts at the very start of the game, so I don't know if they'll take that approach. Free to play does make a lot of sense though, basing it on some of their other business models. And the other one is, what platform will this be on? It's on Windows and I think Linux and I think Mac. That's literally about it. It's not coming out on mobile or console just yet, and I can't see that happening for a very long time. This looks like a very graphically intense game. Well, graphically intense in the Minecraft sense of the word. And that's it. So it seems like Hytale is here to stay. This game seems to really drag me in, even though I don't have that much love for Minecraft anymore. But if you do want to keep in the loop, make sure to click that subscribe button. By subscribing to ChippyGaming, you're in the one-stop place for all of your needs. And that's about it. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.